Hello and welcome to all who find this general pick a jar collective reading. My name is Seven, and today I wanted to go over this beautiful new moon in Aquarius that we'll be experiencing this week and how we'll be able to reap in and grow and flourish from the blessings that will follow accordingly. I think this is a particularly interesting time period considering this very strong stellium that we currently have in Aquarius. If I'm not mistaken, currently we have Mercury, the Sun, we also have the moon as well, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, all in Aquarius. I wrote it down just to be sure I didn't leave any planets out. So stellium in astrology is essentially when one particular sign dominates the rest of the aspects and chart positions within a natal chart. So to have a lot of Aquarius at the forefront, I think that we're really being called to tap into our compassionate nature and kind of pay our blessings forward accordingly and utilize anything that we do gain as means to give back, not just to ourselves, perhaps make up for lost time, and to finally establish a sense of independence, or for others perhaps it's about bringing it back to your community, bringing it back to your family, your friends, your loved ones, allowing them the fresh start that you have been given, and utilizing the power of love and balance and equity, and allowing it to really just flow throughout the ether and the universe, and provide a reciprocative nature within the relationship that you retain with it as well. It's a very beautiful transit. We also do have a little bit of Taurus kind of dashed in there. We still have Mars in Taurus, and Uranus is still in Taurus as well. So there's a lot of fixed energy. Being a Taurus myself and seeing Aquarius as my very fixed sister, my mother's also an Aquarius, so seeing these two forces of nature, like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object, kind of seeing how both of those are able to really come together and come forward with the power of Venus and the unpredictable nature of Uranus. I think that it's so interesting to see how love can be so unpredictable, and the ways in which we not only manifest it but transmute it and pay it forward as our balance, if you will, between ourselves and the karma that we actively generate on a day-to-day basis, for better or for worse. I think that we're being asked to evaluate that and see how we're able to change that, or perhaps for other people just simply alter it or allow it to take on a new form and allow curiosity and innovation to come into play as well. So we have 3 jars here as always. I did tip over Miss Little Eye over here for the Mugwort Collective, which I think is interesting. I definitely would like to see what the Eye Collective is going to be going through in particular. So we do have the Mugwort jar, the Lemon Verbana jar, and the Rosemary jar as well. And then we have the Eye Collective, the Heart Collective, and the Star Collective today. So feel free to take a moment right here and pause if you need to, and focus in on the options in front of you, not just within this video, but also within your realm of experience and reality, and see which of these corresponding energies are the most akin and parallel to the energy you are currently manifesting for yourself. So go ahead and take a moment right here to sit in and soak in on this energy, and I'll go ahead and get started on your readings. Hello to all of you who have chosen the Eye Collective and the Mugwort jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So, Little Miss New Moon in Aquarius is coming up, and I decided to do something a little bit more lighthearted. I know that with the Mercury retrograde ongoing, there's just not only like anticipation but slight anxiety in the air right now, considering just how much fast and somewhat distorted progression in terms of the sequence of events for a lot of people's timelines. That's kind of the general theme of the atmosphere ongoing at the moment. So I wanted to provide some sort of insight on some good news and see just how we're able to utilize that to really honor our identity and sense of individuality and growth overall. There's that very independent spirit to Aquarius, and I think that this new moon is definitely asking us to embrace that. So I want to see what blessings you'll be experiencing, my I Collective, so we can have a proper idea of what it is that not only you can anticipate, but also receive, so you can attribute it forward to the world at large. I really feel like that's the central theme of all these transits. It's compassion. It's really putting the spotlight on compassion and humanitarianism and just general empathy and sympathy. And I know that Aquarius is a rather aloof figure, but I think that in this case it's asking us, yes, to release that particular burden. For you, my I Collective, considering all the little cards that I saw too, and I was just shuffling around just to clear out the energies and see what I could hint at in terms of your reading. I definitely got the Ten of Wands. And with this, I definitely see that a blessing for you is probably going to be a release of some sort of burden. The original bottom deck energy for your group was also the moon before I started shuffling just now. So I definitely think that there's going to be some sort of revelation that allows you to take it easier. I think that especially with this Mercury retrograde that's kind of been looming around, a lot of people have just been expecting the unexpected. Yes, okay. And that we have the Queen of Swords. We have more air energy coming out. So I definitely think that there's going to be a revelation of some sort of truth, or perhaps a blessing that comes in is someone offering a lot of practical and logical advice that really helps you forward and helps you relieve some sort of burden. It could be some sort of mentor figure, especially with the swords. I'm thinking a lot of air energy. I'm thinking about a lot of the Aquarius that we have currently chilling in the atmosphere. I'm also thinking about even perhaps someone that's able to help you take some workload off as well. For some of you, someone that comes in and kind of sweeps up your schedule or your paperwork, or something that just takes a nice load off of your shoulders and allows you to not necessarily kick it back and take it easy, but not feel as weighed down as you currently do. Or perhaps this even is just you finding some new idea or methodology that you can apply to your current pursuits and passions. And this big idea, or like this kind of epiphany almost that I'm seeing, because I'm also being called to look at the crown that's above the crow, and I think a lot of the crown chakra. So perhaps for some of you this really is like kind of a burst of lightning download where you're prompted to think differently. Oof, yes, with the Hangman, and now you are gaining a fresh perspective. I definitely think that your blessing is as simple as a fresh perspective, and I think that with the Mercury retrograde ongoing, but Mercury is still in Aquarius and it's making aspects to so many different planets. I think that you gaining this new idea and manifesting it accordingly would be very beneficial, especially with the Hangman. This is Pisces energy, it's water energy. I think that you being very clear and concise about what it is that you're able to delegate right now will allow you more time to think about what it is that you want to do differently. And with the Hangman here, traditionally in the Rider-Waite you see a man hanging upside down. In this deck it's a crow, but he's doing that as a means of sacrifice to gain a different perspective of the same picture. And I think that ideas and perception are going to be very helpful for you, and I think that you're going to be prompted to again think differently. But I think that a lot of you kind of wanted that. I think that you've probably been stuck with the same 10 wands on your back for quite some time, and I think that this is the spark that you need to feel what's the word I'm looking for? Connected. Yes. Yes. Oh, we have 3 cards. I thought it was just 1. Okay. So this is what we have here. So we have temperance, and with temperance being here, I definitely see this being that sense of balance that I was just hinting at. This is Sagittarius. This is actually the current bottom deck energy of the quantum tarot deck that I will soon get out, and with this being present here in this deck, I definitely see that this is providing you balance, so you're able to gain a newfound sense of philosophy. But that new philosophy and idea that you gain, or this innovative idea and general character that you will be portrayed as throughout this new moon period, will be very beneficial to you. I think that you taking time to look at all of the options that present themselves to you, or look at all of your ideas that you gain throughout this period, and perhaps waiting to act after the retrograde is over would be more so in your favor, because you would also be given a lot more time to reflect accordingly about what's the most plausible and pragmatic for you to embark on in terms of your ideas and pursuits. With the Sagittarius energy here, there's always a need to move a lot faster than your mind can handle, and then you kind of have to play catch up afterwards. That's a very big thing with fire sign energy. I have an Aries stellium, so it'd be like that, to be real. So I think that you taking some time out to simply catch your breath and to sit in your thoughts a bit and just see just what exactly it is that you're able to change, not just about your current perspectives, or perhaps like someone coming in and offering you advice that changes your perspective as well, because I do see swords as messengers, regardless of whether it's a court figure or not. I'd always see swords as some sort of information that's lingering and waiting to come in. But in this case, if it's not a person, I definitely see it being some sort of idea or sudden download that you get. I think that you have a very strong connection to your mind, in particular my I collective. I mean, you are the I collective after all. So I think that you taking time to see and being given that time, perhaps someone comes in and again just offers to help you in a way that opens up your schedule a little bit more. You have a little bit more flexibility and fluidity in your schedule with this temperance here, and that is not this grandiose blessing that I think we all have the conceptualized idea of, but I think that this is going to be more so of a blessing in disguise almost for a lot of you. I think that you're going to see the real fruition of this particular period of introspection to be so much more beneficial than you might originally anticipate. I think that you're just going to suddenly be given time to think for yourself, and you're just going to be like, oh, I can think about this and this and that now, or I can start to see if maybe I can do this and that differently, or maybe I can do this and this for my business. Or perhaps some of you are also looking to study as well. I think maybe this will be a good time for you to think about perhaps maybe you want to do something a little bit differently and change up your particular course or major. Or I think that maybe if you have like some sort of idea that you wish to share with the world, I think that you're going to be given a chance to reflect on it and see how you can present it a tad bit differently. Because here we have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is all about success. It's all about public recognition. It's all about acceptance and also just general praise. It's more wand energy, so you already know fire signs, they love a good compliment. So I also think that maybe perhaps in this you'll also be gaining a different idea of how you currently perceive yourself as well, because under that, to clarify, we had the Five of Cups here, and with the six going back to the five, with the Five of Cups, I always see this as focusing more so on the hurt of the healing process and not redirecting this pain into something that can be beneficial. But I think that you are in this case. I think that you are transmuting the weighed down energy that you have into something that's a lot more lighter and something that allows you to feel much more free. I think that with the Five of Cups here, that perhaps with all of this time that you didn't have to yourself, perhaps you feel as if you've been neglecting yourself a little bit. But this is the time that you will be given to address that accordingly, and take the time that you need to not only recalibrate yourself, but also see just how you're able to really present. Yes, because we have the Seven of Wands here. I think that there's a feeling of defensiveness, but I don't think that you necessarily are having to defend yourself from other people. I think that because you're just doing a lot, you kind of feel as if you're always standing on the edge, so to speak. So I think that now you're being given the time to simply rest and chill. And that's going to be a very big blessing for you, because you're also being called, yes, because there's a lot on your mind, and there's a lot for you to think about. And I think you really need that time to think, my I collective. I really do. I think you need to take that time to examine your inner dialogue accordingly, and see how exactly it is that you're able to tweak it a little bit, and find different means of not only motivating yourself, but reaching for the same goal. You don't have to change your goal. I think that the ideas that you have are very good and they can work, but I think that your tact and your mode of operation towards that idea needs to change. And in order for you to see that, you need to be given some time to think in order for you to think differently. So it's going to be a very I don't want to say lonely, but I will say that you will be spending time alone throughout this period. But I think that's exactly what you need, if I'm honest. I think that you need to feel a release from the normal weight that you carry, and to exactly find a different mean. Oh, yes, exactly. Now we have the Queen of Wands underneath that. I think that you simply have to find different means of admiring I'm hearing, and loving yourself. But I love that, because me being me as the Taurus with all of the Aries energy in me, I love to admire myself and seduce myself and treat myself as if I am the most wonderful and divine creature on this planet. And so are you, I collective. And I think that you will be given the time to do just that throughout this new moon in Aquarius period. I think that it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful blessing for you, because you need to remind yourself of how amazing and powerful you are, for one, but also you need to be given time to give yourself a break, so you're able to really advance yourself. Sometimes you do need to take a step back in order to take a step forward, and I think that's what you're doing. But don't view it as you regressing, view it as you progressing. So I also want to get some clarifying energies with the quantum chakra. As always, we're going to have all of the decks on the description, so we know just what exactly it is that we're working with. So Spirit, let's clarify a little bit what energies and blessings. Oof, something flew out, but she didn't want to come out. All right, what blessings can the I collective expect throughout this new moon in Aquarius cycle? Ooh, so now here we have the Knight of Cups, which I also saw as this bottom deck here. So the way that I can also perceive this is perhaps somebody, this will apply for some of you, but perhaps somebody for some of you comes in and is able to provide a sense of reassurance that you are on the right path and doing the best that you can. I think that that's another blessing that you will also be reminded of the fact that you have wonderful people supporting you and are willing to help you and do what they can to ensure that not only you feel secured, but also appreciated and respected. I think that if you don't have a particular person at the moment that you can reach out to, that someone will be reaching out to you, and it will help propel you forward into providing that same space of compassion for yourself. Yes, especially here with the Wheel of Fortune. I think that I also see a lot of people coming in to support you throughout this time. So even if you are spending that time alone for yourself to really sift through your thoughts and think about what it is that you need to accomplish for yourself, first and foremost, you have the support of not only your loved ones, but the universe surrounding you as well. And that any new ideas or enlightening pursuits that you come across while you are deepening your journey of self-love, I collective, will really be reflected in the pursuits that you embark on after this particular lunar cycle. And you're gonna have a much more refined and also powerful means of expressing yourself. Yes, there is perseverance present. Do not give up. You are a lot closer to your goal and you realize. I understand that perhaps now it might feel like a bit much. I'm not gonna lie, but you are going to be given much more time and a release off your shoulders in order for you to gain the insight and compassion accordingly that can properly motivate you towards not just growing but sharing your growth with the world at large. Because I think that the love that you so readily give to the world, it's now time for you to receive. This is, and you finding different ways of translating and sharing the love that you've experienced with the world around you is definitely going to be a beautiful way to pay forward the blessing and establish a reciprocative relationship with the universe. Because here we have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, she's all about having an equal relationship with Mother Earth, okay? Because she is Earth, she is Gaia, she is the amazing defender and, I don't want to say ruler, but I will say deity of the earth and this particular dimension that we thrive on. And she understands it and all of its intricate weavings and looks to see the differences and commonalities amongst it all. And I think that there's just a general feeling of gratitude present within your reading, my eye collective, which I think is beautiful. People being grateful for you and you being grateful for other people, and you attracting all the right support systems, yes, with the Four of Cups, but not being afraid to say yes to the help when it presents itself to you, or to believe other people when they tell you how much they care about you and how much they appreciate you being there for them. I think a lot of the love that you receive is going to be a blessing because it's going to be so reassuring of the path that you're on and just what exactly it is that you need to do for yourself in order for you to feel the most secured and appreciated amongst all people, and also amongst yourself. You know, that's important as well, your self-perception, because if you don't have a perception that is encouraging, you're not going to want to do much for yourself. I think that internal and external encouragement will be your blessing for sure, and the time necessary in order for you to have that period of introspection, especially considering that you've just been doing a lot by yourself. This is your chance to, again, not take it easy, but to take a load off and to engage differently with your environment, yourself, and the people around you. So I do want to get some oracle cards. I do have currently the Eternal Crystals Oracle. I want to use this deck to see if I can perhaps pinpoint any blockages or anything that will not necessarily impact but come into play when it comes down to this blessing. This, I just want to get further affirmations of the energies. So Spirit, let's talk about the eye collective and what blessings they can expect during this new moon in Aquarius. What blessings can the eye collective expect during this new moon in Aquarius? Spirit, what blessings can the eye collective expect during this new moon in Aquarius? What blessings? Ooh, and I saw this card a lot. So here we have Kunzite, children, third eye, and heart chakras. This is number 22. 22 is all about building a relationship with the universe and the people around you. It's a master number. And mastering the relationship that you have with the universe. And I think that is the blessing that is coming your way. You really affirming your place in the universe, and the universe affirming you and your mission and purpose by sending in like all of the right amount of love and support that you need in this moment in order for you to really just push through and reach a version of yourself that is empowered and prosperous as well. Yes, we have Ruby 35, passion, root and sacral chakra. This simplifies down to the number 8. So I'm definitely seeing this as a mastering time as well. With the root and the sacral chakra, I definitely see this as new means of motivation, new means of fuel, if anything, fuel for the fire that burns within you, that fire and desire for you, my I collective. And here we have Dioptes, we have direction, exactly, the heart chakra. This is definitely helping you on your path as you accelerate forward, and it's really providing you new means of motivation. And yes, exactly, we have Zinkite. This was also your original bottom deck energy before I started shuffling, which is the root chakra. So physical body, definitely. This is definitely going to positively impact the movement that you make forward, my I collective. I'm very excited for you. I love all these cards that I'm seeing out for you as well. They're synchronized so beautifully. So let's see what else it is that we got. Any probable blockages for this new moon blessing? Oh yes, we have these. Okay, so yes, and I knew it. I knew this card was going to come out. That's why I said blockages for you, group, particularly my mind. So here we have death. The eternal cycle begins here. So release the burdens that you carry when the proper help and consolation comes along. I don't think that you have to unnecessarily hold on to baggage, especially if what you're holding within those bags is old. I think that you're being asked to forgive yourself and reduce your burden. The card literally says reducing burden. So I think that you forgiving yourself first and foremost is the most important. With the Knight of Cups, perhaps someone comes in and offers an apology, perhaps for something that they've done that's been on your mind and didn't really sit well with you. So if not someone coming in and extending a formal apology, I definitely see this as you extending an apology to yourself, my I collective, and finding new means of really appreciating all of the effort and general ambition and energy that you put into not just your existence but everything that you do. And here we have Skull of Darkness, which is blind spots. So I definitely think these are the primary two blind spots. It's allowing room for forgiveness and allowing room for release and renewal, and to not stay stuck on this current idea or version of yourself because you're due for change. Especially with the Death card here, I'm thinking automatically of Scorpio. So don't think that everything is kind of like just left in the dark. I think that there's a lot more to you than what currently meets the eye, and I think that you just have to be willing to take this time accordingly to perceive all of you for all that you are and not judge yourself, but rather forgive yourself for anything that you've done in the past and change what you can't control. Yes, because here we have the Spider, community and web weaver. I definitely think that for some of you this involves another person extending an apology. For others of you, I think that this will just simply allow you, again, like I was talking about earlier, to further express yourself in a way where other people are receptive to what it is that you have to offer, in you sharing your experience with the love for yourself and the general relationship that you have, not just with you but the people around you throughout this time, and paying that forward in some sort of idea and endeavor will be very beneficial for you, and for you to continue to pay forward. Yes, for you to continue to pay forward that love, especially here with the vampire emotional intelligence. Remember that there's a give and take, an equilibrium, if you will, that exists between us and the universe, and to pay it forward. I think you know this, and that's your general mission, but this is probably your reminder of what it is that you're after, that you know that you have so much love to give, but you also have to receive in order for you to give from a place of pure and honest intention, and to be the most present and engaged form of yourself as well. So let's get one more oracle card for you as your final message, my eye collective. I want to use this angelarium deck and see what comes out. Alright. So can I get a final message, please, for the eye collective for their new moon blessing, Spirit? May I please get a final message for the eye collective? Whoop! Here we are, Shakam, right eye, wisdom, exactly. Wisdom is your biggest blessing right now. This is the key to open doors to probability and exploration for you. And I think that you taking this time to reflect accordingly and seeing how you taking time to reflect is you gaining wisdom. It's you gaining power. It's you gaining energy to continue forward and to build momentum and to renew it as well. I think that, you know, especially with wisdom present, and I really like with this particular card, you see how there's two faces. There's a face looking inward and there's a face looking outward. And I think that you reflecting on yourself and your relationship with the universe will be so imperative for you, my eye collective, and it will open so many doors for you. And you seeing the similarities and differences between you and your environment and reality, and just how you're able to weave it all together. I think that will be such a beautiful affirmation or general practice of gratitude for you throughout this time to see the life and general advantage of all of the current circumstances that surround you and seeing where you stand truly within all of it and taking time to pave your way forward in the best way that you can with what you have is important. Yes, because here we have Remiel, the angel of visions. So I definitely see a lot of sudden ideas and kind of like bursts of lightning. I see like enlightenment here for a lot of you about yourself and your not just your stamina but your internal world. And I think that you taking time to really explore it will be so beautiful, and I think it will be such a blessing because it will really remind you of your soul's purpose and mission and how you're able to ascend it accordingly. So that's what I'm seeing for you for your new moon blessing, eye collective. It truly was such a beautiful reading. Sometimes time is a blessing in itself. You know, I know a lot of us will wish for money or will wish for stability, and I feel like it's horrendous that we have to constantly wish for things like that and go out of our way to attain means of survival and security. But there are so many small things within this world that don't have numeric value that hold so much value, and time is one of them. And I think that it's going to be such a beautiful period of reflection and acceptance and love, and you're kind of being asked to just sit in it. And I know that a lot of you like to move around a lot, so it may be a little bit difficult, but I think you need it. And I think that, you know, even if you feel alone, you're not going to be alone. And you're going to be reminded of just how much vibrancy and life surrounds you and is waiting for you to explore. So thank you so much for taking some time to be here with me today. I always appreciate your energy and presence. Do let me know in the comments down below if this resonates or if you have any questions or concerns. Also feel free to give me a little like or a little subscribe if you're digging the little FM frequency that I'm throwing out to the universe. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello to all of you who have chosen the Heart Collective and the Lemon Verbana jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So let me go ahead and put her right over there. All right, so let's see what it is that we got cooking up for you, my beautiful Heart Collective. What it is that we got going on for this week's new moon in Aquarius and the beautiful blessings that you can expect accordingly. I wouldn't be surprised if this has something to do with love, considering this is the Heart Collective. But of course, we will see what tarot has to say about that. What she says, like, you know, she is the boss after all. Oh my God! So she said yes. So today we have the Ten of Cups presenting itself as the heart of your reading, which is a beautiful card to have as the heart of your reading, nonetheless, Heart Collective. Oof, there's a lot of love present, and I'm digging it. We have the Seven of Cups currently at the bottom deck, so you got some choices to make. I believe you have some choices that you need to make surrounding your happiness, and this particular happiness stems around your emotional fulfillment. And oh, okay. So we I feel happier with your group. It's interesting, like the general energy and cadence and the changing characteristics of it depending on the messages and group and the energy that accumulates within the different fluctuations. It's really cool. Like I feel like that's one of the coolest parts of being a tarot reader. Small little tangent, but I digress. So here we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Cups. Yes, so in order for you to embark on a new path and opportunity towards happiness, you need to walk away from something that is not fulfilling you, something that is not corresponding or aligning with your most enlightened and highest form of being. I think that there is a door that has presented itself to you or is going to present itself to you soon that will allow you to walk away from circumstances that do not favor you or do not serve you, I should say, and allow you to move forward unapologetically towards your happiness. I think that people are going to make themselves very clear on just where it is that you stand in their life, or if not people, then it's going to become very clear what it is that you need to do in order for you to move forward. I feel like when we saw the Seven of Cups pop out earlier, it was reflecting on the choices that you have, and I think that you're kind of Xing out all of those choices accordingly, and eliminating them, I should say. And now you have a bigger picture, so to speak, and you have an eye on a prize here. And I think it is that you know what you want, and I think that the universe is definitely granting you the opportunity to deepen that sense of growth and exploration, and to plant a new seed accordingly, one that will definitely complement your garden of fruition and fulfillment, and encourage it to continue growing and just generally harmonizing with the universe around you, my heart collective. Let's see what else it is that we can get from tarot. What blessings can the heart collective expect during this new moon in Aquarius, spirit? What blessings? Oof. Let's see. So yes, exactly, there is a sense of exploration. We have the Three of Wands present, and we also have the Five of Pentacles. So I definitely see that you are definitely going to be releasing perhaps a person, or perhaps something that wasn't providing you not just fulfillment, but a sense of stability that you really need. But you have this feeling of, I will say, just general grief. Whenever we go through a particularly tough transition, it's normal for us to grieve, whether we be grieving the loss of a circumstance or a former version of ourselves. It's appropriate to give ourselves time to adjust accordingly. But with the Three of Wands here, even if it is at first, it feels like a loss, I don't think that in the long run you will perceive it as a loss. I feel like if anything, it's loosening up your circumstances and allowing you to gain more control over your life and what it is that makes you feel the most fulfilled and the most appreciated and passionate as well. I'm getting for some of you. I definitely think that you might, perhaps some of you, walk away from a job, or for others of you, you might walk away from a particular commitment that you have made. I think it's because you realize that it doesn't fulfill you, and it doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do, perhaps, for some of you in your head. Like you're a bit unsure if it's something that you should walk away from, but this is the confirmation that you should. And this is the confirmation that there's a lot more waiting for you outside that door. You just have to take the initiative to open it and take the first step outwards. But I think a lot of you know this. I think it's something that you've been dwelling on doing. I don't think that it's anything suddenly being taken away from you. I just think that you've been reflecting on your circumstances and wondering if now is the time to move forward and to release people or situations or agreements accordingly, in order for you to rebuild something that is much more complementary and just generally supportive of the person you are becoming. And the answer is yes, you should definitely do that. I think that there is a lot more to the world and to your freedom that is out there for you to explore. I think that you just have to be willing to feel a little bit uprooted in order for you to gain that sense of groundedness and just general harmony that you're seeking, my heart collective. You just need to make room accordingly for new things, and in order for you to do that, you need to release something else. But I think that anything that you are releasing within this time period, there is promise on the other side. Yes, now we have the Knight of Pentacles, exactly. I definitely see this as a slow progressing energy. I definitely think that your blessing, perhaps like once you leave, like let's say a particular contract or pursuit or job, you suddenly have a wider schedule and you have a greater idea of what it is that you want to do and what it is that you don't want to do and how you don't want to be treated and how you do want to be treated. And now someone or something is being offered to you accordingly. Once you cut that out, your blessing is kind of like instant gratification. I'm not gonna lie, but that's great. Like, we need that sometimes. But even though I say that that opportunity will present itself, I think that you still need to take the time accordingly to reflect on your passions. And I think that for some of you, if this does relate to a job, perhaps you might have to save, or perhaps be a little bit more tight on resources and budget a little bit better. But I definitely see if you plan on making a proper investment, or if you plan on still looking for work afterwards, there's definitely a promising pursuit out there for you with the Knight of Pentacles. I definitely see a different chance for you to regain the stability and fulfillment that you seek. I think that in terms of your happiness, you're very practical, simple people. I think that you need to simply feel appreciated and also feel connected to anything that you do or any of the people that you have in your life. You don't really make room for frivolous or instantaneous acts, which I think is funny considering how you have a lot of gratification present as your blessing, but you aren't the people that really believe in instant gratification. But I think that's why it's being presented to you accordingly, because you're seeing how sometimes you need that, and although the opportunity will present itself, it still is something to build upon. It isn't something that's like, well, here and that's it. I think that it's being presented in a way that you can build because the universe knows you like it that way, if I'm honest. And I think that it's definitely going to give you a heightened sense of what exactly it is that you need to feel stabilized and appreciated, my beautiful heart collective. Sorry about that, heart collective. My mom came home and I just had to help her bring a few things in. So we're back, we're here, we're settled. Hello, hello. So currently, yes, your bottom deck energy is the Nine of Pentacles. So I definitely think that this is going to be very promising towards your sense of general independence. I think that it'll also help you realize the cultivation and accumulation that you really have made for yourself. I think that this is meant to help everything come in full circle, because the heart of your reading is a 10. And now the bottom deck energy that you have for this particular deck is the number 9. So I think that whatever it is that you walk away from, or whatever it is that you're releasing, you're essentially gaining that, but much more empowered and complementary to you right away. Let's see what we have under that. Yes, the Fool. So this is that instantaneous, unexpected Uranus energy. I think that even if the idea that came upon you to walk away from this particular opportunity or circumstance or obligation or responsibility, I think that even if the idea to walk away from it seemed a bit sudden, I think it was simply your intuition telling you that it was time to move forward, and that there's nothing to second guess, there's nothing to judge yourself for. There's simply only means for you to make room for new ventures and a new version of yourself, one that is much more attuned to what makes you feel the most synchronized and grounded as a person, and how you're able to truly reap that accordingly. here we have the Seven of Wands underneath that. So with the Seven of Wands serving, and now we have the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. You have a lot of pentacles coming out for you. You're very practical people. I really like that about you. As an earth sign, I appreciate the pentacles that I see. It's simple. I see a pentacle. I appreciate it. So with the Seven of Wands that's here, I definitely see you kind of feeling as if you have to defend everything that you've gained for yourself throughout this process, but I don't think that that's the case with the Six of Pentacles here. I think this is simply about give and take, like we were talking about. This is just about you rebalancing your karmic debt, if anything. That's kind of what the universe is offering you in terms of a blessing. It's offering you the chance to be cleared of any negatives that you may have within your karmic debt, or anything that you feel will contribute to what's the word I'm looking for? Conducting, there we go, conducting negative karma. I think that you're being given the chance to sit that out accordingly, and to refocus and realign not just on your priorities, but what it is that you are attracting as well, my heart collective, because you're in this very abundant energy right now, especially with the Ten of Cups is the heart of your reading. There's a lot of promise for you, and there's a very set idea of yourself that or at least a very set version of your happiness and sense of fulfillment that you are wishing to achieve. And I think that you leaving room for it by taking something out accordingly is how it works. I keep saying pay it forward, and there's a big theme of reciprocation with this theme, because I feel like this is really helping the collective set up a healthy relationship with the universe as well as themselves. The reason why I say that is because now that a lot of people are really becoming more attuned to spirituality and just general divination and cosmic energy, I should say, and like how to really play around with it and transmute it. I think the universe is like, yes, you can manifest whatever you want. However, be mindful that you also have to balance it forward, and you have to also put in a set amount of work in order for the universe to also do its magic. And I think that's the big idea of this blessing for you as well. It's further establishing the relationship that you have with the universe and how it's growing accordingly with the Nine of Pentacles. In the traditional Rider-Waite, you see the woman standing in a garden, and she has a cute little bird on her shoulder. She's a bad bitch living her best life, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I got a garden, I got a bird, I got the Versace robe, I don't need anything right now. And I think that that's kind of where you're aiming to be, and that's kind of, even if it's not where you're at, you're very close to it and you know it's there. I think that there's just one little thing that you gotta sift out accordingly in order for you to make room for the finalized version of this happiness that you are working so hard towards. Ooh, we got some cards trying to fly away. Yeah, we got the Ten of Cups when I split the deck, and now we got the Ace of Pentacles. Hey, so we got some opportunity as well. So let's get some further messages from the Crow Tarot, please, Spirit, for the Heart Collective's new moon blessings. What can you tell us? Ooh, all right. Aha. Already we have the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. So here's my thing. There definitely is someone that I feel as if you know isn't in your best interest, or perhaps you feel as if there's a particular person that you have to release. I think that there's a theme of general honesty, or like a general conversation that needs to be had about what it is that's going on and how you're really feeling, in order for you to release this attachment accordingly. If this isn't an attachment for some of you, I definitely think that you'll be shown that the people that you're working with aren't exactly all that they seem, whether it be like the people themselves or simply the general linguistics of a contract or a particular position within your field. I think that there's a bit of deception here, and I think that you know this. And that's why it's coming out now. With the Two of Swords coming here, I definitely see you making that decision accordingly. Perhaps this is why, or maybe some of you feel as if you're lying to yourself, if anything, if you continue to entertain this prospect, knowing that there's so much more for you out there. Even if you're not entirely sure of what it is that's out there for you, you know that there's something different, and you know that there's a lot more choices to be made for yourself. But I think that the Seven of Swords is also coming out to propel you to utilize your resources and gather all the information that you can before you make this decision accordingly, and to take time to reflect on your current resources and your current ideas and strategy, and refine it a little bit. Yeah, especially here we have the Five of Wands. Bottom deck now currently is the King of Wands. So with the Five of Wands present, I definitely am also feeling some level of conflict, especially with the Seven of Swords. I don't think that you walking away from this particular thing will be easy in terms of people being entirely accepting, or the circumstance being entirely accepting of this new version of yourself that you're building. But I think that you kind of just don't care because you're prioritizing your happiness, which is why the Ten of Cups came out. And I think that the universe is definitely rewarding you accordingly, even if it's at odds with other people. These are simply people that are not meant to reap these blessings in with you. Yes, especially now we have the Devil card present. With the Devil here, I'm also seeing a need to control. I definitely feel like as if perhaps you were in a situation where you had to control or restrain yourself too much in how you really felt, or other people wanted to constrain you too much, and not really allow you to broaden your horizons, so to speak, and to do something differently for yourself. So you feel as if you're a bit at odds. But with Five of Wands, even if that's a heat in the moment source of confrontation, I don't see it as a big blowout. Yes, because there's temperance here. There is balance that needs to be attained. There's also truth, because this is Sagittarius. Sagittarius as a sign, or fire signs generally speaking, they're very bold and brash by Squidward tentacles, if I'm honest. And they kind of just say what they mean, and they're very blunt about it. So I think that you maintaining that level of authenticity, especially when people are attempting to manipulate you or the situation at hand, even if it isn't you and you're kind of just a pawn or a player in the middle of all of it, and people are just trying to warp the situation surrounding you. I think you removing yourself accordingly and realizing that there is so much more for you to gain, again with Sagittarius, embracing new philosophies and horizons and traveling outside of your comfort zone. I think you need that to recalibrate and rebalance your general field, and also to kind of signify to the universe that you're ready for more as well. And that's when that blessing really comes in and presents itself to you, and it's like, hi. And it was kind of like there all along, and you didn't really see it at first. But I think that now you're gaining a new perspective on what it is that you can achieve to feel successful and happy, my heart collective. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Okay. Honestly, I'm gonna pick up the card that's on the floor because I think it's very appropriate for what it is that you have going on at the moment. So allow me to simply get her. She said, Mom, well, I can't even get this card. Okay. We've arrived. Okay, I'm gonna, wow, you have a lot of cards. I'm not complaining. I like to talk, clearly. So, that doesn't bother me. But let's go over this, shall we? Your bottom deck energy is the Hierophant. Yes, there is a new system and sense of community and authenticity that needs to be present. The Hierophant is ruled by Taurus. Taurus is all about commitment. I think that this is also kind of shaking up your perception of commitment, as well as what it means to truly commit to yourself first and foremost. And I think that you're being embraced to really prioritize that, and that's going to be the blessing that really pays forward and allows you to further attract new prospects of happiness, my heart collective. Aside from the Six of Pentacles that flew out, we also have death here. And with Six of Pentacles again coming out for both decks, there's definitely that sense of balance, and you reap what you sow, especially with the Death card here. I definitely see you really changing your circumstance for the better, especially now that we have the Hermit present. There's introspection on what it is that you need to change, and I think that you taking a bit of time accordingly to see just how exactly you can transmute your circumstance before you make that big leap and remove yourself from the situation will be helpful. It's kind of also why we have the power of tarot as well, because now you kind of have this information in advance, so now you can plan. So with death, I definitely see a need for rebirth, a need to transmute your circumstance into something that's a lot more meaningful and extends beyond yourself. Especially with the Hermit card here. The Hermit is also ruled by Virgo at the end of the day. Very analytical, very practical. I think that you getting back to basics when it comes down to you evaluating what you need to feel happy and secured and successful will be very helpful in you venturing that way forward and attracting what it is that you want and need for yourself, my beautiful heart collective. I think that perhaps affirmations or petitioning to the universe about what it is that you need to feel happy would be very beneficial to you. And I think that that in combination with you putting energy and action into releasing what currently isn't working out will be a very big flag up to the universe to go back to you and be like, oh, this person is ready now. And they're able to really relay that blessing that really puts everything in perspective, makes you realize just why sometimes it's necessary to release control and to release old ideas of ourselves and to allow room for enlightenment and to allow our inner world to thoroughly shine through as well, because it's always changing. And I think that's the theme, that what once made you happy doesn't make you happy anymore. And I think that you're being called to change that accordingly, but once you make that decision, you are going to attract in a lot of happiness. So it's really about give and take with your particular blessing, my heart collective. But that's the nature of the universe. You have to also take action in combination with asking and providing general offerings and gratitude. So see with the Lovers card here, not only is this all about choice, but this is also about going after our heart's desire against all odds, and finding ways to make meaningful connections with ourselves and the people around us and the world around us too. This probably does have to definitely do with love, like I said earlier. For some of you, you taking time to separate yourself from this person, taking some time to recalibrate, and then all of a sudden you meet a sexy stranger and it's great. And you know, regardless of what your dynamic is or the inner workings of it, you're allowing people in that are seeking to understand you for who you really are, or perhaps even like we were talking about earlier, delegations or business partners or even job prospects that are very understanding of you and your inner world and the systematics and logistics that exist within it. And now you are simply attracting energy that is complementary to it, as opposed to the current energy that's very conflicting with it. And I see your energy really breaking out of it unapologetically almost, but you just have to be willing to physically release that bond as well as energetically. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards. Oracle, here we are. Hello, here we are, Oracle cards. So I'm gonna start with the Eternal Crystals Oracle deck, and I'm gonna see any further affirmations we can get about this blessing spirit for the heart collective. What affirmations can you provide for the heart collective's blessing spirit? What affirmations can you provide? Okay. She wanted to come out. What affirmations can you provide for the heart collective's blessing spirit? What affirmations can you provide for the heart collective's blessing spirit? get one more card. What affirmations can you provide for the heart collective? What affirmations can you provide for the heart collective? What affirmations can you provide? Anything else? Wow, once I said that, she heard me. She said, well, here, bitch, damn. Varanda energy. Yes, honesty, exactly. Honesty, heart, and third eye chakra. I think that's the theme for you. Be honest with your heart space. Be honest with your emotions. Be honest with what you want with the universe, and it will provide it accordingly. But you also got to put in the work. So, but I feel like, again, your group doesn't mind putting in the work. So this is Apophyllite, exactly. Connect, third and crown chakra. So I definitely feel that this is definitely an affirmation for everything we've been talking about, forming meaningful connections with your intuition and the universe at large, so you're able to channel appropriate messages and messages that are in best accordance with your greatest and highest good and your growth as well. And also clarifying the energy and allowing your higher self to step into the picture and intervene if necessary, as well as your spirit council. I feel like the Angels card came out to remind you to not be afraid to ask your guides for help. And I think that you doing a petition or really talking to them and doing like a proper manifestation ritual of what it is that you need and what you are seeking to manifest for yourself for your happiness in the long term, especially with the Lovers card that came out. This is a more Mercury energy in combination with the Hermit that we saw, and with that here, I definitely think that you writing or verbalizing just what it is that you need, especially because this is ruled the throat chakra. I think that you verbalizing what it is that you need and you verbalizing your connection to yourself and the universe, or even writing it, just some way putting it in words so the universe knows what exactly it is that you're trying to put out there and how it can reward you accordingly and address you accordingly as well, and provide the proper synchronicities and the general energy that you need right now. Here we have the Okanite, which is past life patterns, good for all chakras. Definitely feel like again, you reflecting on your inner system, like we were talking about earlier, your inner working, seeing it, what it is that you need to feel the most balanced and fulfilled as a person, and also evaluating patterns that you feel as if are detrimental, especially with the Devil card here. Anything that you feel as if you can't release, I think that you're being called to reflect on why you feel as if you can't. I think that it's a bit more of an illusion than you realize. I don't think that there's great loss associated with you moving forward. I think you're doing yourself a favor, if anything, because not only are you going to reap in the pending blessing that the universe has for you, but you'll also be able to take a stand for yourself and who you are in this lifetime, and take full control or autonomy over your individuality and spirit and its path towards ascension. So let's see what it is that we have for any potential blockages as well for this particular blessing for my beautiful heart collective. Are there any particular things to know or blockages about this blessing? Oh yes, oof, okay. Alright, I'm gonna take all of them. Your bottom deck energy is Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. I agree. There is so much that you're able to achieve and manifest for yourself. It's just about asking yourself the right questions and asking the appropriate sources within the universe in order for you to allow them to come into fruition. So let me move all of these over and put her here. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the first card that's over here is the skeleton, which is strength. I think that you being strong is necessary throughout this time, to be very honest with you. Being strong because there is change on the horizon. There is so much more to the situation at hand that is yet to unfold. But I think that you taking control of what you're able to, and taking control of your spirit and its path and its power, and blueprinting it accordingly, and telling the universe that you're intervening, you are the captain now, and you have say in your life. I mean, it is your life and your experience after all. There is fate, but there is also free will that can truly alter the course of events in which fate plays out. Because here we have midnight, the most magical hour of all. I definitely think that manifestation will be very helpful for you, perhaps at night. I also am being called to remind you that you are being pushed to engage in a new cycle, especially with the mummy here for change. You are resurrecting a your life source, if anything, and you're being called to transmute that and to release control accordingly. We have two cards now here in your reading present that deal with control. So I think that you releasing the need to control everything and allowing the universe and your guides to come in and assist you, and leaving a bit room for the unknown, because what comes in isn't going to be detrimental. In fact, it's going to be very beneficial to you and your growth in the long run. And there's a lot to gain even in the face of loss. That's a very big theme for you. And I think that you embracing change and not feeling as if you have to constantly control your own timeline, and also allowing fluidity to come into the picture, and realizing that the universe also has an element of chaos that we'll never be able to control, and that it's ultimately up to us to prepare ourselves for it accordingly, and to know ourselves and to know our circumstance and our surroundings, and see what exactly it is that we are able to control. And anything that we aren't, we release it accordingly if we feel as if it's too conflicting with our autonomy, or we simply allow it to be and give it time, so we're able to build a more formidable understanding of it, my heart collective. So now I'm gonna get a final affirmation card for you from the angelarium oracle, and I want to see if we can get a final message about your beautiful blessing. It's definitely very changing. It's definitely going to propel your sequence of events, and what it is that you deem to be your end goal in terms of happiness and general fulfillment. But I think that you need that. I think that you need to think bigger, dream bigger, manifest bigger, aspire bigger, more than your circumstance. Yes, we have Gabriel, the angel of perils. This is literally about weaving worlds and opportunity and possibility, and to really allow yourself to simply be for all that you are, to stand strongly in your identity, stand affirmed in your identity, in your power, and to know that you are capable of manifesting absolutely anything, and that it all starts with you and it all ends with you, my heart collective. It all is about, just at this point, it's all about what it is that you want to do, and how are you going to write this story forward, and how are you going to close this chapter. All of that is up to you at this point. You do have control over that, even if you don't have control over how these events unfold or how people react to you changing. But you are in control of your change and how people perceive you. If you feel as if, regardless of what you do, you will never be perceived in an authentic light, then it's time to release those people accordingly. Yes, we have Duma, Angel of Dreams. There is a big wide world out there for you to explore, my heart collective, a metaphysical and physical world that is out there for you to explore. And I think it's about the time that you take that world, your world I should say, into your own hands, and to really form it accordingly. You do have complete control over your world. This physical world, there's a lot of different energies, and we're never going to have full control over it, because there's just so much general movement within all of the elements that surround us. But we are able to control our own. And I think that you simply focusing on controlling your own magic and harnessing it and using it to manifest your happiness accordingly, and using your dreams and using that not only as fuel but as a blueprint for what it is that you wish to manifest. You have a dream even bigger. That's what the universe is asking of you, and to not be afraid, because you also have the general support of your ancestors and the ethereal entities of the universe that are here to help you, and are here to help you regain balance, and they are here to help you gain a sense of harmony. You have nothing to lose but chains of the past. You have nothing to gain but knowledge. That's an affirmation that I actually wrote to myself a few days ago, and it's something that's really stuck with me. So perhaps it might be a very helpful affirmation for you as well. Yes, again, we have another card about death. My Scorpio ass living. Scorpio moon, I should say. But the angel of death here, yes, there is a need to release and to allow something to die and become reborn again, and to not fear the reaper, so to say, and to simply realize that this is how cycles go. Things come to an end in order for something else to come into its beginning, my heart collective. It's about embracing the cycle of life and all of the many stages in between. So that's what I'm seeing for you, for your blessing. I think that the theme of reciprocation and life and death is very present with you, and you being open to possibility and being open to your own internal power and allowing it to come forward and to utilize this time to strengthen it and empower it and to support it, most importantly, and allowing the universe to come in and support you throughout this process will be so helpful to you. And I think that's going to be your biggest blessing, knowing that you have the support of your higher self and your spirit council and the universe at large, and it recognizes your growth and it recognizes not just your potential but the current strength that you hold, and it simply wishes to enforce it and encourage it to flourish into its highest form. So thank you so much for taking time with me today. As always, I appreciate you being here with me, and I appreciate all the love and support that I have been receiving. Do feel free to leave a comment down below if this resonates, or if you have any other questions or concerns. You can feel free to also give me a little like and subscribe if you're interested, if you're digging the low FM frequency that I'm throwing off into the ether over here. As always, thank you so much for being here again. Thank you so much. That's all I had to say. Like this, that's what I was saying earlier. There's so much gratitude present with your reading, and I also want to contribute that forward to you as well, my heart collective. Please stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello to all of you who have chosen the Star Collective and the Rosemary jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So let's go ahead and dive right into these new moon in Aquarius blessings for you, my beautiful Star Collective, and what it is that you can anticipate to really enlighten and also change your current trajectory already. Ooh, we have the Five of Pentacles as the heart of your reading. So I already see that there are changes abound. It's funny because the Five of Pentacles, the same card, and I have a lot of decks. The same card came out for the previous group as well, so perhaps you have messages there. Feel free to check out the little timestamps in the description to see if it's tickling your fancy a little bit. I also am going to have all the names of the cards that I use down below so we know what we're working with. But to get back on topic, with the Five of Pentacles here, I'm definitely seeing an ending to you feeling left out, or feeling as if you're constantly having to take an L, if that makes sense. You know, feeling as if what it is that you're building isn't exactly going anywhere. I think that the particular blessing that you are walking into is definitely going to provide you not just with the feeling of support, but with the physical support that you need. Yes, we have the Universe card that has come out. This card is unique to this particular Quantum Tarot deck. So with the Universe card here, this card is all about seeing the possibilities of the world around you and how you're able to morph and really harmonize the energies accordingly, and to build a new world and reality for you that is so much more sustainable and promising than your current prospects, my Star Collective. I think that you're probably not going through the best of times at the moment. Not to say that you're going through a particular period of scarcity, but I definitely feel as if there's a feeling of disconnection or dissociation from your current environment. With the Hangman here that has not presented itself, I definitely think that what's happening is definitely going to change your perspective. It's going to change your perspective on growth, and it's also going to change your perspective on loss overall, and it's going to change just generally this feeling that you have of feeling disconnected, because this is all about feeling connected to the world around you. The Hangman is ruled by Pisces, and Pisces is a very intuitive energy, even if it tends to get a bit lost in the sauce from time to time. Pisces is always connected to its source, and that is them and their energy. Even if they get a bit lost in their energy, they know what their energy is overall. And I think that this particular period is pushing you to highlight your strengths and your weaknesses accordingly, and you being honest with yourself about how it is that you're feeling is definitely going to allow the universe to take note and provide new perspective and sense of direction that allows you to feel more connected to the world around you. Now we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, so there is a feeling of connection coming your way. I love this. So with the Four of Wands here, I definitely see you stepping into an environment that is so much more appreciative of who you are and all of the hard work that you have put into becoming the person that you are today. For some of you, perhaps you're moving, perhaps you find yourself within a new circle of friends. For others of you, perhaps you also end up engaging in a new form of spirituality as well, or you have like a different form of a spiritual awakening, and you're able to really see the passion and potential that you currently possess, and also how it manifests physically in tangible forms that surround you in your world. I think that you're going to be given perhaps a blessing or an opportunity to explore a new environment as well. Perhaps some of you plan on traveling, and I think that you stepping outside of your box and your comfort zone is going to allow you to really reap in a new environment that is so much more welcoming towards you. Perhaps for others of you, you end up perhaps getting fired from a job, or if not getting fired, you end up quitting, or perhaps, you know, considering that COVID is still ongoing, you end up getting laid off. But I definitely feel that you're going to exactly. Okay, we have a different sense of direction here. We have the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Swords as well. So with the High Priestess here, I definitely think that for some of you, this is you engaging more so with perhaps a spiritual community, or perhaps finding spiritual counsel, or even just simply looking inwards and finding new ways in which you are able to really connect with yourself and be present with yourself. I feel like even though this sounds like such a small blessing, it really puts a lot of our own energy into perspective when we're able to look inwards and reflect on the stamina and general etheric energy and essence that we possess, and we're able to really empower it. With the High Priestess here, I think that you know that you're feeling disconnected, and I think it's because it's not complementary to your intuition. In fact, I think that your current environment blocks your intuition a little bit. And I think that you're being pushed to like be physically removed outwards from your currently environment, and to really step into it fully, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally, and see what life is like on the other side. I definitely also feel that with the Three of Swords here, there's a bit of reluctance because of what you're currently feeling. I think that you are seeking to heal, you are seeking to engage in a space with people that are very understanding of you, and I think that they are present, with the Six of Swords clarifying that. I think that this promising this not just promising but nurturing world that you have inwards, you are looking to manifest that outwards. And I think that you simply being open and giving love and showing love to other people is how you open that door throughout this time. I think that just by you like putting yourself out there and perhaps extending messages, or just you know, general sweet messages or reminders, or even acts of service, if that's what you like to do, to the people around you that you care for, perhaps people that you haven't seen in quite some time, or someone that you have recently started to get to know, whether it be in a platonic or romantic way, and allowing yourself to see how this can morph your mind's preset expectations, especially with the Six of Swords here. I think that you are meaning to transition into a place of peace, a place where there is much more stillness present. I think that even if there is that feeling of a coldness and isolation, it feels very stagnant. You feel a bit frozen in time at the moment, and I think that you're looking for some propensity or general action to kind of spice you up a little bit and make you feel connected to the world around you. And I think that's exactly what you're getting. I think for a lot of you, it has to do with physical movement. Just you like kind of finding yourself somewhere very suddenly that you didn't really anticipate spending time at with a group of people. And you end up loving it and realizing that there's so much more to you and how you engage with the world around you and how the world engages with you as well. For others of you, I also see this being a bit more introspective, and you simply taking more time to meditate. You taking more time to spruce up your general meditative space or your general spiritual practice overall, and finding new means of accumulating prosperity in all forms. And I think that you're going to find great success. I think that Spirit is indicating that what you're doing right now isn't exactly wrong, but you can do it differently, and you know you can. And there's so much more that you can explore with, and I think that you've been kind of thinking about it for quite some time. Perhaps what it is that you're doing now, even if it has produced results, you don't feel connected to the practice at hand. I think that you editing it a bit, tweaking it just a little bit, and throwing a little bit of your own flair and flavor into your current metaphysical world will be very helpful for you during this time, my Star Collective. It's time to spruce things up. That's what Spirit is indicating here. Yeah, especially with the Seven of Pentacles being present as your bottom deck energy. I think that you've accumulated quite a bit of wisdom and quite a bit of introspection, but you're wondering what it's for. And I think now that you have the knowledge on what your current circumstances and how you're reflected in it, now you are being asked to move forward. Yes, especially with Judgment clarifying that bottom deck Seven of Pentacles energy. I think that with Judgment here, you're being called to pursue something higher, something greater than what you are currently doing. And I think that is your blessing, because it's going to help you feel connected to the world around you again, and also empower you, if anything. I think that you putting yourself out there throughout this time, safely of course, considering everything going on, will be very helpful. And you walking away from any current habits that you retain that make you feel isolated, and you taking the time to reflect on what those habits are and how they truly make you feel will be helpful. Perhaps you've been a bit MIA recently, and you haven't really been returning any calls or texting people back, or doing much to really socialize and feel some sort of connection. Or perhaps you haven't been taking walks or doing anything that you normally do to feel a bit more revitalized. And I think that this is Spirit indicating it's time to walk away from anything that doesn't make you feel not just fulfilled, but also again, your group's all about connection. I keep hearing connection. So this really is all about that, especially with the 10 of Pentacles popping out for you as well, because we have the 7 and then we go back to 10 here. So I definitely think that the environment that you seek and your engagement with it, whether it be that your internal or external world, is very close, and I think that you are going to attain it and finally live in it as your blessing. But I think that first you have to be able to take the first step and let the universe know that you're ready to receive, so to say. And that starts by you putting yourself out there and being open to experience and what the world at large has outside of your immediate comfort zone and spirit reality. Yes, we have the Two of Wands here, and the Two of Wands is all about stepping out that comfort zone. Step out that damn box. Don't put yourself in a box. You don't need to be in there. You have so much that you can tap into in terms of your spiritual potential. You can morph into absolutely anything. So why put yourself in a box? Why make yourself take on the shape of anything at all? Why not be shapeless? I think that you are simply changing up the way in which you really perceive your power, especially with the Seven of Swords here. I think that you're seeking to gain more information on just what it is that you can use as power, what it is that you can use currently as some sort of leverage in order to propel you forward. For others of you, I also feel that if you know that someone in your current environment is, or if you have a feeling, I should say, not even if you know. Well, if you have a feeling, you most likely know. But if you have a feeling, you know, just for the sake of ambiguity, if you have a feeling that someone is on some funny business around you, and they kind of dampen down or block out your better train of thought whenever you're around them, I think that when you take time for yourself, you're gonna reflect and be like, damn, I knew I really like couldn't trust this person, and you'll be able to cut them out accordingly. But I feel like, again, you know that this, you already had a very good idea that this person wasn't exactly how they presented themselves to be, and now it's simply about you cutting out those very last bits of baggage and allowing yourself to be completely weightless from anything that can hold you back. For others of you, I think for a lot of you actually, this simply deals with you gaining a different perspective or trying to gain more information. I also see this as a spy card as well. So I also see that for some of you, perhaps someone from the past might come back throughout this period and might try to extend some sort of condolence. And this is someone that has simply done too much, and you say absolutely not. But this is someone that tends to keep tabs on you, and you know they do. So I feel like in you saying no, it's kind of reaffirming to your power. Even though you may feel a bit lonely, you're like, well, I'm better off feeling lonely than being with this person. That's what I'm hearing. But I do think that, again, that for a lot of you, this mainly deals with you gaining more information on how you are able to really spice up your inner world. And I think that starts with you simply engaging in a very inquisitive nature with yourself, and also with the people around you, especially if you're engaging in a new social circle. I think that maybe perhaps because of slights of the past, you don't feel the most call to trust people immediately. I mean, I don't trust anyone immediately, so that's not exactly something to cast judgment or fault for. Yeah, so exactly. Here we have the Five of Wands. So I definitely think that because of the past, especially with the Three of Swords here, that's why I'm getting big energy of the past, and the Eight of Cups here. I think that you had snakes once in your circle, and now it makes you a bit reluctant to put yourself out there. Like, no, I'd rather sit in my High Priestess energy and mind my business and just be by myself, because it's better than dealing with people that could potentially obstruct my field and just general time as well, and I don't need to put up with that. Exactly, because now we also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Tower. So with the Knight of Pentacles here, I definitely see a chance for you to build upon your current understanding of yourself and the world around you. And with the Tower present, this is kind of like a sudden breakthrough of information or realization, but I think that it was very necessary, and I think that you kind of simply had to realize that there is there are barriers to break down. Yeah, especially with the Chariot here. There are a few barriers to break down for you, my Star Collective. And I think that you simply have to be willing to lower your defense a bit, and also destroy any preconceived notions of how people could be, because that can potentially block your blessing as well, because you're kind of putting unfair expectations on someone that you don't really know, if that makes sense. So give it time. I think that if you see that any of these new people are on funny business, I think that you utilizing your intuition will be very helpful in you stepping back before it gets really sticky or really messy, and you save yourself the headaches in that way. You really honoring your instincts is very important here, and you not doubting your gut feeling about people and opportunities is going to be immensely helpful. But also you need to learn to utilize the difference between your intuition and your paranoia. Hello, I am back. Sorry about the Star Collective. My camera stopped recording, so I went to go calibrate her. Here we are again. Let's get back into this little energy. So, as I was saying, there's the power of discernment present here. And also knowing the distinct difference between paranoia and intuition. Paranoia will always present itself as a danger. It will always present itself with a very imminent and also catastrophic kind of vibe to it. Wow, it's so funny because I see the Five of Wands in between the Knight of Pentacles and the Tower. So I definitely think that the confliction stands in you lowering your boundaries and allowing life to take its course and to be open to experience here. And also, when it comes down to your intuition, know that it will always present itself as a voice of reason. It will never present itself as a voice of worry. With the Chariot here, it's all about assurance. It's all about knowing what your heart is set out for and why. This card is also ruled by Cancer, so there is a very big intuitive energy present with your particular collective. And what I think is so interesting about the Chariot being your bottom deck energy is that it's saying that you know what to go after and how to go after it. It's simply about you making that first step forward, especially with the Sun card being present under that. This is all about you taking those steps and those actions primarily towards happiness, and not being afraid to physically move around and see what the world holds for potential and just general harmony. There's the Five of Cups coming out, and there's the Knight of Swords underneath that. So with the Five of Cups here, I'm definitely also feeling a sense of grief present. But with the Knight of Swords, to clarify that, it's about knowing your truth as well, and also having your logical mind and your rational thinking balance your emotions, not one counteracting over the other, not one being more loud than the other, but knowing that you are an emotional human being, and you will have taken your time necessary to heal, and now it is time to look for action. The Knight of Swords is very quiet, he's very swift, but he's also very proactive as well. And again, it's all about gaining knowledge as well before you make a leap forward. So if it makes you feel more comfortable to simply scope people out before you truly get to know them better and make more initiative to invest energy in them, then by all means, please do that. But know that you're currently being called to take action and put yourself out there so the universe can reward you with the sense of love and belonging that you are currently desiring, my star collective. Under that, we have the King of Pentacles, so there is definitely success on the horizon. Especially under that, we have the Nine of Cups. So also, had to count just to realize but I wanted to make sure. But also the Magician is here too. I don't want to keep pulling cards from the bottom of the deck, but I do want to say that with the Nine of Cups being here, there is a wish fulfillment present, and there is success guaranteed. It is simply about you taking the action forward. Even if you realize that you need time to move at your own pace, do so. Take action, but take wise action. That is also what Spirit is indicating heavily within this particular blessing as well. So now I also want to get some affirmations with the Eternal Crystals Oracle. Let's see what my beautiful stars in the night sky can expect in terms of blessings. Can I get any affirmations for the Star Collective's blessings for this new moon in Aquarius, Spirit? Can I get any affirmations? Ooh, how lovely. Let's see. So this card also came out again for the last group, and I shuffled extensively off camera and again on camera. So I definitely think that you reaching out to your guys and you engaging in new forms of spirituality, or perhaps doing something differently, whether it be within how you petition or how you do magic. I think spicing up your power and the way in which you showcase it will be very beneficial here, especially with lapis lazuli. We have problems resolved, and we have the third eye of throat chakras. Yes, so I think that you looking inward will also help you relieve or soothe any feelings of suspicions or paranoia that you have. I think that you do deserve good things. Not only do I think, I know, excuse me, I know you deserve good things. I know you deserve happiness. I know you deserve to feel loved and, you know, just generally appreciated within your surroundings. And I think you need to know that as well for yourself. Yes, we have the Jade, we have good luck, and we also have the Peridot, which is teach. Oh my goodness, you have 2 heart chakra cards here. So I definitely think that you looking inwards and you relieving any pains of the past surrounding perhaps feelings of just abandonment or just a general deception will be very helpful for you, and you working towards relieving it will definitely provide you the blessing of feeling welcomed and nurtured and just generally acknowledged within the horizons that you will soon embark upon, my star collective. Especially with the Peridot here, I think that perhaps some of you feel called to teach, or perhaps you feel called to extend your gifts of divination. And I feel as if maybe you kind of were in a period where you didn't feel as connected to your craft. I think this is a great time for you to get back in and to simply, again, switch it up a little bit and see how you're able to play around with this new energy that you are bringing to the table, and see just what exactly all of it truly is, and not being afraid to dissect it a little bit and go forward from there. Yes, we have spiritual guides, fluorite. You are deeply welcomed by your spirit guides, might I add. Even if you feel very lonely on this plane, please do not feel afraid to ask. Maybe that's what some of you need to do a little bit differently. Maybe you need to get your guides in the picture a bit more. Perhaps work towards attaining balance within your chakras. Primarily, yeah, your throat. I'm seeing a lot of blue and a lot of green. So I think that maybe working primarily to heal your throat and also heart chakras will be very helpful for you throughout this time, so you can comfortably live and speak your truth. So may I get any potential blockages or happenings that may come with this new moon blessing? Ooh. Yeah, you're definitely meant to switch things up, especially with the way the cards just I think you switching things up and putting yourself out there, even if it's just like you've been lonely. Well, you've been alone, I should say, or you've been feeling lonely in result for quite some time, and you putting yourself out there, that's the big change that you do, and that's how spirit rewards you accordingly. It doesn't have to be these grandiose big actions, even though I do encourage a lot of you to work with your inner system and your metaphysical being, but even if it's just as action as that, if you're a more practical, grounded person, just a simple action like that, like not the exact opposite, but something differently than what you've been doing, spirit will see that you're ready to get outside of this feeling of stagnation that you're in, and is gonna propel you outwards towards a different path. Yes, we have Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. Exactly, you want to feel accepted and equal to the people around you, and that is a noble goal, and I think that is something that you give so easily. So I think that you giving that and extending that love outwards, like I was just talking about, will be very helpful for you and will allow you to really soak in all the love that you are looking to attain from the world around you, my star collective. Let's see what else we can get for you. We have the lamp, remembrance. Yes, I do feel as if this came out. So we have acceptance and equality, remembrance. I think this is where that blockage comes in. You not feeling accepted and equal is what makes you very hesitant to put yourself out there again, and you don't want to face possible confliction and you feeling that way again. The spirit here is indicating that you will not. You are the earthly weaver of the world. There is so much to you that is worth exploring. You are also such a beautiful, powerful being. Don't feel disempowered by the actions of others. It's okay to feel impacted and generally upset and to take time to grieve. You are human after all. But to feel disempowered, Spirit is saying that it is time to regain your sense of empowerment here. and for you to realize that you have so much more control over the situation than you realize. If you feel a bit hesitant, ask them for help before you do anything and put yourself out there, and let the universe know what your intentions are in terms of putting yourself out there again, whether that be platonically, romantically, or even just for collaboration as well. If you're looking to do this in terms of employment, or perhaps in terms of general. Sorry, I was looking to see what happened with my laptop. It's just my battery is low. Or perhaps even just in terms of general acceptance amongst your peers. Ooh, this definitely deals with love for some of you, though. Don't be afraid to put yourself back out there, guys, especially because I know Valentine's Day is coming up. Yes, scrying, intuition. Don't feel afraid at all. There is so much more promise out there than I realize. This kind of corresponds back to one of the Valentine's Day groups that I did, actually. So we have Skull of Light here, which is illumination, and then we have eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Yes, there is so much love present that surrounds you, and there's so much more connection to the world around you than you realize. And it is time for you to simply allow light and love to be what guides you forward, my beautiful star collective, and not allow fear to take the wheel any longer. So let's go ahead and get a final affirmation card for you. All right, let's see. Ooh, that was very quick. I didn't even say anything. Yes, we have Sakiel, Angel of Sky. Your bottom deck energy is Gavura, left hand, Judgment. Yes. So this is about you taking a stand for your truth and yourself and what it is that you are wanting in the universe, and asking for it unapologetically, and standing firm within your boundaries unapologetically as well. Here with Sakiel, I definitely see you acknowledging that the sky is a limit, and there is so much more beyond your horizons that you are able to reach out to, my beautiful star collective. There is so much more to the world, and you know that. And I think it's time for you to simply allow yourself to be enlightened by the infinite possibilities and the guidance of your spirit council and the general love that already surrounds you, and to feel empowered by the fact that you are so much more connected to yourself in the world than you realize, and to not judge yourself, and to not be afraid to ask yourself deeper questions about your current trajectory, and to not be afraid to ask other people about questions either, and to see just how exactly it is that you're able to give and receive love accordingly. And I think that this blessing is going to really highlight your ability to truly connect and adapt to the eternal power of love and all that it possesses. So that is what I'm currently seeing for you, my beautiful star collective. I see that you're going through a transformative, empowering period, and I'm so happy for you. And I encourage you to continue your healing journey as you continue to connect with the world around you, just to feel balance and feel a greater sense of equilibrium present, so you don't feel disconnected or disempowered anymore, and to remember to go at your own pace as well. You know, time really is just an illusion at the end of the day. It's its own construct, and we can never control it. We can simply coexist with it. And I think that you coexisting and looking to truly change your circumstance is enough to really propel the universe towards you in your favor. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly appreciate you and all that you are, and for being present here with me. Let me know in the comments down below if this resonates, or if you have any other questions or concerns. Also, feel free to give me a like or subscribe if you have a little digging towards the frequency that I'm throwing off in the ether over here. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Bye!